Welcome to another episode of the Read Pile. Today I am looking at Dragon Ball Super Volumes 9 and 10. I did a video just recently about 7 and 8 because I finally got a new printing of Volume 8. So I'm jumping ahead. I'm probably gonna, I can see the stack over there, I'm probably gonna do some more reading of Dragon Ball Super quickly since I'm ahead of these videos. It is currently the 4th of July. So I've got a 4-day weekend, but Volume 9. So you can see Jiren here on the cover. You see Ultra Instinct. I believe this might be the first time that we've seen Ultra Instinct in color, because usually it just looks like this, which is roughly the same way that they color, yellow Super Saiyan hair. So besides the difference in spike arrangement, I don't know. I mean, there's probably some promotional material, but this is the first time that we're seeing Ultra Instinct in color. So the air quotes tournament is winding down at this point. It is Universe 7, the remaining fighters from Universe 7 versus Jiren. In the show, I remember, I don't know if they teased it at some point, but during the show, this whole end fight, I'm like, yeah, but what about 17? Like, I knew 17 was still in it. This does a much better job of not showing you 17 at all until the very end. And it comes off much more surprisingly, I'll say. Because he does blow himself up in the previous volume, or I guess I should put that in quotes too. This is the clown that I was talking about in the previous video too. It's a great looking character. Anyway, he, quote, blows himself off, but he doesn't show up in the stands afterwards, so it's like almost understandable that he, is fully dead. I don't know. It's a little weird. Anyway, so it's the end of the Universe Survivor Battle Royale. And 17 gets his wish. It happens very quickly. It's a very abrupt ending to a multi-volume storyline. It's a little weird. And then we get this, which is another just tiny go watch this movie, because we're not going to address it in the manga, reference to the Broly movie, which is great. I do recommend it. It's just weird. They did the same thing with Resurrection F, that movie, where it just gets a text box and this also happens reference. It's weird. Anyway, after all of that, the pace slows down considerably. We get a kidnapping of Buu. We get this guy, Miris, from the Galactic Patrol, shows up. He moves very quickly. It surprises Vegeta a couple of times. There are references to Vegeta trying to figure out how this guy moves so quickly, and even by the end of Volume 10, I still don't think he has. He's seen it a few more times, but basically there's a new big bad, and the Lord of Lords, the previous Lord of Lords, this guy, captured... Do we even see him yet? Yeah, there's this flashback battle, which is pretty well drawn. This guy is the new big bad. And the previous Lord of Lords, this is all happening 10 million years ago. Fought him, imprisoned him. He was then locked up in prison for 10 million years. He's escaped. So the Galactic Patrol goes and friend naps Buu in order to help capture him once again. Unfortunately, Buu has been asleep. He's still asleep even at this point. That's why he missed out on the previous storyline. So Buu's asleep at this point, but it is nice. I'll get to Buu in a minute, but it is nice to see him in action, because he's basically done nothing for all of Super to this point. So here's just a random criminal act, and there's a couple of dudes here. I think her name is Penne, and this guy's name is Pasta. There's another brother. There are 3 of them, and I don't think the other one gets named, but the names in this are just hilarious. Anyway, here is Vegeta's surprise again at the speed this guy's moving, and like I said, I don't think that gets explained by the end of this. But this guy here is a former Freeza army. He actually has a surprising amount of character story given to him. And then this is Moro, who is both magical, he is super old, and he has a kind of reverse spirit bomb ability. He's kind of perfectly matched for Goku and Vegeta. And their fight mostly takes place here. So the two of them, these two guys, this guy's name is Cranberry. These two guys know about the Dragon Balls, and they're going to planet Namek instead of to Earth. So the fight is taking place on Namek. And this guy absorbs power, both from people and from the planet. There's I didn't bookmark it, but there is a great moment. There's a visual where you can see something happening. Here, he's just eating power. And it powers him up even as it's powering down both the planet and Vegeta and Goku. So things do not go well. They get the shit kicked out of them. And it requires Namekian healing. Things aren't good. They can't even power up. He can't teleport. Nothing's going well for them. And it's to the point, I will have read more by the time this video goes up, but it makes me very curious where this is going. If you know, don't leave it in the comments. If anyone is, reading along, let them be surprised. But it's very well matched, and I think they might need Boo. So Boo does wake up, and I might have to put that in quotes too, because by the end of this, it's not really Boo, which is interesting. But while this fight is going on, and Boo, because he's both powerful and also magical, Boo pulls out some really cool moves, and he's actually making headway against Moro. The fight's looking awesome. Get stuff like this, and Boo just, continues fighting, because who cares? And then at one point he pops out 4 additional arms, and he's, doing this, and then he doesn't even keep the arms attached, and he's still fighting. It's very well done, except a dragon shows up, and then things go from bad to worse. It's very interesting. I really want to keep reading to see how they pull off a win against this guy, because at the moment the odds are so heavily stacked against them, I don't know how they're going to win. But I'm very much enjoying, now that I am past what the show has animated, I'm super curious to see where this is going, what new stuff is ahead. I do like this cover where the Goku and Vegeta are in the Galactic Patrol suit. It doesn't happen inside the book, but it's a cool cover. Probably never going to get toys of those. I probably wouldn't buy them if they did, but I think it's cool regardless. So, yes, I'm very much enjoying now being able to continue the story past the anime. I'm loving it.